People don't have any idea what Judgment Day is. Judgment Day is going to be a wonderful time. It's the 1,000-year reign of Christ. And during that Judgment Day, everything is going to be revealed. There's nothing covered that shall not be revealed. There's nothing hid that shall not come to light. So that's why Jesus says, every idle word that men shall speak, they we're going to have to give an account thereof on Judgment Day. And, you know, in Matthew, the 11th chapter, verse 21, it says, "Won't you, Chorazin, won't you, Bethsaida," where he had done powerful works, so they didn't repent, It says, "For if the mighty works which were done in you had been done in Tyre and Sidon, they would have repented long ago in sackcloth and ashes. But I say unto you, it shall be more tolerable for Tyre and Sidon on the day of judgment than for you." See, that's the day of judgment, where everything comes out. And like the rich man and Lazarus, it was so unbearable for that rich man. He was in torment, you see. And Lazarus, received horrible things in his life. He was comforted during that time. It's like the sheep and the goats, the wheat and the chaff, are like Jesus Christ. He talked about a field and that planted good wheat in that field, but he saw weeds coming up. And the vine dresser says, "Master, should we go and take out the weeds?" And he says, "No, let them both grow till the harvest come. And then I will tell the angels to go and bind the weeds together in bundles and to be burned, but the wheat to be brought into my storehouse." So this is the illustration, is that the earth is God's field under cultivation right now. That's why the wicked and the just, and the righteous, the just and the unjust, are growing together now in the world. And even the wicked are working for the just, and that God says, and like Paul says, all things work together for the good of those that love God, because the wicked are making life very hard for the just. But yet this is a chastisement, or is a refining process. God says, "I will refine them as silver is refined, and try them as gold is tried." They become so precious, And so the wicked would be destroyed. But during Judgment Day, when both the unjust, or the righteous and the unrighteous, the just and the unjust, shall be resurrected, Jesus says, all those in the tomb shall hear his voice and come forth. Those who practice vile things to a resurrection of condemnation or of judgment, but those who practice good things to a resurrection of life. You see, so that's where everything is going to be found out, They used to have a therapy called primal therapy. John Lennon was into it. In fact, when he left the Beatles, that was the first record he put out, and it was so interesting, He had a verse that said, like, "There's room at the top, they're telling you still, but first you must learn how to smile as you kill, if you want to be like the folks on the hill." So John Lennon was coming out against all of the wickedness, murder that's done so people could get rich, And the therapy actually takes you into your past. It's supposed to be revealing, Like if you suffered a child of abuse, and kids didn't even remember it, because sometimes it was beyond the time when they could even speak a language. But this therapy delves and brings them back into the past, makes them sink into the feeling, and they actually relive these things, and they finally discover, wow, that's why I was like this or that. This thing was affecting me, and I didn't even remember it happened. And this therapy will bring all these blocked things out in the open, because they were so painful when they were a child, that they just blocked it. Almost became like a separate thing, that they, like a cancer that is enveloped in tissue, to keep it from spreading, just blocked from their memory. And this therapy would bring everything out. And that's how Judgment Day is going to be, Everything's going to come out. All the things that we suffered, it's all going to come out. And then the people that made us suffer, they're going to have to give an account why they did that. You see, so that's what Judgment Day is. It's going to be a great time, a great a therapeutic time. It's a time when a healing will happen for all the world. See, all those that have done wicked will be held account, and those that were suffering, it's going to be a great comfort to them, a great relief. And at that time, there's not going to be anywhere to run. It says the whole earth shall be filled with the knowledge of Yahweh, Jehovah, as the waters cover the sea, and they shall do no harm or cause any ruin in all my holy mountain because of this knowledge. The boy will play upon the hole of a snake, the lion will eat straw like the lamb, the wolf and the lamb will feed together as one, and they will not do any harm or cause any ruin in all my holy mountain. The earth is going to be all God's mountain. Jesus Christ will rule over the whole world. And it's a great time. So God is He's not going to burn people in hell. He doesn't do unreasonable things. He's totally reasonable. Everything will be revealed throughout all history. All mankind is all going to be unraveled and examined. Everything. And we're going to understand everything. God is so reasonable, and we're creating His image. He's going to reason with us. He doesn't do anything that's unreasonable. He is pure, 100% love, and it will be shown during that time. So the Bible is the neatest book, man. It's the greatest thing, and it's the coolest thing. But people don't know God because all these false preachers are talking about hellfire. They're saying go fight in wars and kill Muslims and all this, and man, Jesus says, take away your sword, Peter. All those that take the sword shall die by the sword, you know. So God is so wise and so just and so loving. The more we learn about Him, the more we're going to love Him. He's 100% pure love.